Hi everyone, this is Killshot 99 Gaming. This is Playdead Live ASYLUM All-Stars. We got a big All-Star game coming up for you guys Wednesday night. So we got a few things we're going to do tonight. One, we are going to talk about the brand new bundle that's out today. You guys saw a couple of sneak peeks. It is Merc Gear number 11. There is one more piece after tonight, and that is going to be Wednesday night, and the entire Merc set will be out there. And we're also doing something we've never done before tonight. We've got a brand new pet. It's a little crazy. It's going to be good stuff. And we're going to go through some of the awards from the tournament. And Wednesday night, we're going to do the remainder of the rewards. So you'll see what I'm talking about. But the big news tonight is going to be, we're going to announce the All-Star starting lineups. And then the second unit's going to come in. Everybody is going to be able to play in the All-Star game. The reason we're doing the All-Stars officially tonight is these are the best of the best. And you guys know this was a tough decision for me. I'm going to go through and I'm going to name the official All-Stars. It's going to give some of you guys something to shoot for in future seasons. Not everybody can be an All-Star. I mean, that's just the reality. Some players played better than others. But it's a little bit of prestige. Some people were really close. This is different than the Max Awards. The Max Awards was our whole season, and, you know, Kel's doing some of those plaques and designs and all those things that are going to be going out to you guys. This was about all of your performance taken into account. There was no vote. This is just me as the judge watching everybody play and remembering some of the moves, some of the strategies. But we're going to do something a little different for the All-Star. It's going to be crazy. So one, it's going to be fun. No supplies are going to be used. So these bundles tonight and also Wednesday, these should be nice replenishment bundles. Well, to a degree. But keep in mind, you guys have the biggest event you have ever had, I promise you, Friday night. So this bundle is going to be, it's going to get your PvP gear very close. It's going to also get your replenishment ready for Friday night and get you ready for the farm as well. So I've talked about it a little bit. Let me show you guys really what this is all about. This is super good. So if you guys are here on the weekends, you know about the gear opening. So check this out. First time ever, top left-hand corner, there is a piece of T 2.5 gear. So a couple of you guys might have got the Crossfire cape. If you did not get the Crossfire cape, or maybe you want to buy it for a friend, there it is in the top left-hand corner bundle, along with a lot of other stuff. So that is the best cape on the market for Friday nights for PvE. So we've got Res and Restore. You will die Friday night. Believe me, it is going to be, you're caught in an ambush. It's going to be bad. But you do have some ways to get experience points. There's your bonus XP elixir. There's your triple XP potion. Healing brew, which you're definitely going to need. There is the Crossfire cape that comes in all these bundles. So you buy the whole thing. I know some people are looking at that top left-hand corner, aren't you? You're already looking, but we'll get to it in a minute. How about the bottom left-hand corner? You got Elixir of Assault, Bionic Hammer, Onyx Skins, Blood Glyph, brand new D4 Blood Glyph. Brace, there's your globs. So I know you guys, another Doom is out there. Art got a Doom. So you guys are going to want to collect these globs so you get a free shot at the boss. There's the Silver Glob. Onyx, Pearl, Sapphire, Torsos, Max Wax Bullets, Max Wax Bows. Middle bundle, Sly Flies, Pet Skins, Pet Revive, Mirror Magic, Vox Box, Arc Spark. We put back into the packs this weekend. If you missed it this weekend, there is the C Weakness. Plus, you've got TS-15s there, the Trinity 20, brand new, highest powered grenade in the game, Max Wax, Gold Wax. Over on the right-hand corner, there's your blue globs, your Bionic Wild Cards, Fury 4, Purple, Gold, Red, all three. You got the Rambo, the Flux, and the Noir. And boy, oh boy, check this out. Check this out in the top right-hand corner. Summon Blitz, brand new. This is brand new pet, and it is a wild pet. It is the Bobcat. Now, sit back, sit tight. Red Nolan, Rod, not so safe anymore. Blitz will blitz in, and he will kill those passive pets. If Tupac is out, Blitz is going to go eat Tupac. If Rod is out, Blitz is going to go kill Rod. If Red Nolan is out, Blitz is going to go kill Red Nolan. So you got a pet that will absolutely charge over and devour these passive pets. So that last turn Rod play, that last turn Red Nolan is not going to be quite as safe as it was before, because now you may drop Red Nolan and someone is just going to say, I'm going to drop Blitz, and Blitz is going to go over and kill your Red Nolan. So he's legit. I also want to recognize our very own, we've had the TS-10, the TS-15, so tied for the strongest grenade in the game with the T-20, the Trinity 20, is the brand new, everybody, M20. This is the Mere Malice cluster grenade. So some people might say, I'm not using that M20 because it's from Mere, and I'm going to use the Trinity 20. But then I'm sure people from Mere are going to be tossing M20s. So we did want to give them their own signature grenade. So currently there are 2 different D20 cluster grenades, the T20, and also in honor of our ASYLUM team champions, there is the aptly named Mere Malice, also known as the M20. So you will hear people saying, now I'm going to throw an M20 fully loaded. And that is a big, big shout out to Julie J, to Nixie, to Tin Man, to Fly Rod, Kel, Moonshot, Unforeseen, and B-Dub, working together as a team and bringing home the first team championship. So congratulations to them. And we've got a couple more things. We're going to acknowledge all of our top contenders and our top players, and then we're going to get to the All-Stars. So also in that bundle up there is the Max Red. That is the PvP gem. So if you picked up this bundle and you got that Merc Epic Belt up there, let me tell you guys again, this is only the second item that's ever come out in PvP with AP2. None of the Merc gear has AP2. You have to go way back to last season, but this is a D4, H4, D4, B2, AP2. So if you're serious about dealing damage, this is the piece of gear that is going to get it done. This is the belt. I think the belt last season was D7, H7, D7. Had no base and no armor pin attached to it. So this is a huge, huge upgrade in PvP from last season's. A lot of you guys are wearing Epic Battle Belt right now, which is H7D7. Well, a lot of people are trading that H7D7 for B2 AP2. So it's going to give you more base and more armor pen. And that's our bundles. Also, we did get requests. I do have to show you guys this. If you guys missed the news from your faction and you are stocking up, whether it's stocking up for your faction, whether stocking up personally, this was mind-blowing to me. So one, I did make the announcement this weekend that all grenade bundles have been reduced from 70 down to 50. I'm not reducing the regular bundles with the state-of-the-art PvP gear. But the grenade bundle and the amount of grenades you guys use on Friday night, it's getting to be a lot. And some people have good inventories. Some people go through it relatively quickly. But I do want to give you guys the opportunity to restock your inventory. So the grenade bundles have been lowered to 50. But not only that, this is going to be mind-blowing when you guys see this. How about that for a grenade bundle? We've lowered it by $20, and that is 53 different grenades. That's 106 grenades. 106. It is unbelievable. That is firepower right there at its finest. So that's going to be your replenishment opportunities. I would, once again, we're going to do limit one of those per week, per player, or per faction. Now, if they're bought for different players, that's up to you. Totally your choice. But it's 106 grenades. I mean, and they're all unique to what we do. So maybe you like to add 5 of this, 5 of that, 5 of that. But it's the best value in game we've ever put together. So every stream, you will get the opportunity. Just let me know. Try to do it in Play Dead live streams instead of Walking Dead streams, just to kind of keep them split up a little bit. If we're getting like really, really deep into a Walking Dead topic and somebody pops in and says, "Hey, I want a grenade bundle," they're probably not going to know what we're talking about. All right, so we've got full grenade bundle available. We got Amy Bones throwing in for Sly grenades. I'll leave it back up there for a minute because I did have several requests. Not everybody's in stream, but and this is super, super cool because I know a couple people talked about doing this. Is if you guys split it up, however you want to split it up, and just let me know, then I will transfer that to your faction bank, and then you guys can split it up however you want to split it up. So if a faction, if they throw in $10 a piece or whatever the case may be, and you guys load up 106 grenades, you can get your bomber ready to go. So there really is no reason for your bombers not to be able to bomb things or to do whatever they want to do. And again, because it's so much firepower, I just don't want one person coming in and saying, "All right, I'm going to take 5 bundles for me," and then they're going to be stocked for like the next year. So we want to keep it. We want to keep it legit. All right, and one more thing. I know it's later in the season, but just because it's later in the season does not mean that you can't pick up 1 or 2 pieces of Merc gear. I mean, you look at M20s, you look at the Merc belt, and I am certainly a person of my word, and I did say that tonight I was going to pick up a bundle and get our very own Hipponator into a nice shiny piece of Merc gear. So Hippo, that is from me. All of these items will be in your inventory, especially that Merc belt, Blitz, the M20s. So we'll get that in your inventory. The only thing that I ask is check out your inventory, get it ready to go. You got a gem right there, you can socket it. So immediately, a couple pieces of Merc gear, and you're going to be right there. You're going to be right there competing with some of the best that we got. All right, what do you guys think? You guys pretty pumped up about the new Merc gear, the new items? Let's transition. I'll leave it up there if a couple people pop in late. Then that'll be your opportunity. And again, Merc gear is only going to be offered in the bundles, not going to be in packs. So we're going to put the best PvP gear in the bundles on Monday and Wednesday nights. So there's your shot. All right, let me go to, I see Dow in the house. You know what, I might have taken it down too early. Dow, let me go ahead and put this back up so you can get a screenshot. Dal picking up that epic Merc belt, also the Crossfire cape. Don't forget the Crossfire cape. I mean, this is the best PvE cape in the game and the best PvP belt in the game. And, well, look at it from a bomber perspective. Even if you're a bomber, the average bomber throws 6 TS-15s per match. This bundle alone is 2 TS-15s, 2 Trinity 20s, and 2 M20s. That's pretty much what the best bombers in the game are throwing. And with the grenade bundle, if you talk about things to attach to it, well, there's a lot of stuff to attach to it. If you only use this grenade bundle to attach to TS-15s or T-20s, there's enough grenades in this bundle, 106 grenades, to attach to over 20 TS-15s, T-20s, or M-20s. So I would have to say that's at least 2 weeks supply. It's got to be 2 weeks supply. I see Animal. Animal's going green bundle. Going with a little bit of armor pin there, Animal. And that, you know what? That's not bad either. That green bundle right there, just down on the bottom, is 6 different AP shots. And again, just the AP down there is probably going to last you for 2 to 3 weeks, depending on, the average person that shoots AP shoots, on average, 3 per match. 3 bullets per match. Some shoot 4, some shoot 1 or 2. So think about how your inventory is rationed. Man, we got all kind of restarts going on. Hopefully you guys don't get kicked out again. Who all's getting kicked out? Or did anybody lose sound? Who had to restart? Oh, you're not out of ammo now, Joe. All right, so we got... All right. Hopefully we got everybody up. And Kel's good now. Okay. All right. And if anybody tunes in late, tune in. We'll talk about the items. I want to talk about the team rewards. Watch. Every time I switch team rewards, somebody pops in and picks up a bundle. Of course, you guys know, Mir took the title. And there were some benefits that we always do whenever we finish a season or finish a tournament. And there are varying degrees of rewards. And we're going to give away more rewards on Wednesday night too. But let me show you first and foremost what we're going to do for all the factions, for all the hard work. And these are permanent bonuses to help all of the factions level up and all the hard work that they put in. So there are in-game rewards, there are out-of-game rewards, but first and foremost, I'd like to recognize Mir. 300 faction XP, 300 faction XP for winning the championship. So that's a nice boost. And remember, as your faction levels up, you get more benefits, you get more bonuses. Arc for second place, 200 faction XP. Not bad. I mean, Arc had the lead coming in, and 200 XP that every team member will share in that. Every faction member will share in that. So when you see rewards like this, think long term. The longer your faction stays together, the more you build it up, the more experience you get together, the more monthly bonuses you get, and eventually your faction is going to be level 5, level 8, level 10, and you're going to continue to grow and continue to get more rewards as you go. Sly with that big epic match they had the other night with Vox, that fight for third place. Well, now you see, and we'll make, as I said, I got a couple more surprises for you guys Wednesday night. But Sly coming in, 150 faction XP. And Vox getting closer and closer to level 2. Vox walking away with 100 XP. In addition, I'll make another announcement on Wednesday, as I said. But I also want to show you guys one more thing. I think this is really cool. Who do we have here from Mir? Let me see how many Mir members we have here. Because I vacillated on this and kind of, what do I do? They have some gear. There's some grenades. We've given them some pets. A few things, right? I mean, we've seen. And they got their own M20 out there. So I think we might have almost everybody here from Mir. So I thought about it and thought, what would be something really, really cool? We gave away the awards that would just remind them they did this together, right? When you win something together, you want that memento. You want something that's going to be there. So I thought, there's something digital in-game, but then I thought, let me show you what it's going to look like in-game, and then let's get it printed, and then let's send a hard copy out as a trading card to every member of our championship team, and that is the ASYLUM champion card. It says right there, Mir Season 1. So these will go to print, and then they'll be in a hard case, and then they will be mailed out to all of the members, all 8 members of Mir, for them to just kind of keep that as a keepsake and, as a reminder of what they what they did together. Now, there's also, and I'll show you guys this Wednesday night, there's also the contender card. So I'm not going to forget about ARC. So yes, there is a mail out going for Team ARC, who finished in second. Because you know what? No joke. It takes a lot of damn work to get second place. And that you just don't get there without Valar and Busy Bee and Mist and Sheila Beasley and Dow, Jim, Julia. I mean, that team over in ARC, they play hard. Super, super good team. So Wednesday night before the All-Star game, I'll show you guys the contender card we have set up as well. And yes, all of the team members from ARC will get their reward as well. I mean, I know you guys would love to have the purple ring. Look, I'm not naive to it, but let me say this. The runner-up reward is still, you're going to remember, and you're going to remember that group and how you played, and it's going to be just as powerful, I think, long-term as this is, because it's going to be about the experience. Remember when we played that match and that season we put in? I mean, you guys put in 6 weeks of battling just to get there, and then another 2 weeks. So you're talking about 2 months worth of PvP. And, think about it. Think of all the gear and the character record sheets and the team meetings and the strategy and what are we going to do when this team does this? What are we going to do when that team... and that's, that is some of the things that people love about the game more than anything. So, that is our first ever team championship. We've had a solo champ. We've had 2 tag team champions. And then now we have our first ever team championship. And then in a week and a half, 2 weeks. 2 weeks, it's going to be the farm. So, let me transition over into the All-Stars. And the All-Stars are something that I personally want to recognize. There's always going to be like MVP. There might be, hey, I was snubbed. I should have been an All-Star in this position. I get it. But if everybody's an All-Star, nobody's an All-Star, if you follow me. So we do have to have starters. We do have to have that assignment. And if you just missed out, it's okay. Don't just miss out next time. Play just a little bit better. Play just a little bit harder. Focus just a little bit more. Prepare your gear a little bit better. That's the difference sometimes in getting in the All-Star and not getting in the All-Star. All right, here we go. So I'm going to start it out. And I am going to move people into position. And I do have to say, so this is really cool what we're going to do Wednesday night. All right, so we're going to start out. And I had a lot of different ways I could have done the All-Stars. I could have done it just random. I could have done it leaders versus non-leaders. So I really started looking at it and I thought, let me just split it up into mirror and box, arc and sly. I'm going to take the team that finished first and mix it with the team that finished fourth, and then the 2 and 3. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it up. So it's not really first team, second team, Ray. There's going to be 8 All-Stars. And then there's going, but here's the thing, okay? Even if you're not an All-Star, you still get to play. And when you get to play, you could still get the All-Star MVP. So even if you don't get first team starter, you're going to get in the lineup, show what you can do. Or you might say, hey, I didn't make it, but watch when I get the opportunity to play, and maybe somebody that didn't get the official All-Star nomination outplays somebody else, and they get the most valuable player on Wednesday night. So I'm looking at that too. We're not playing tonight, Joe. We're playing Wednesday night. So what I did from the All-Star perspective is I had to look at where people played. Some people didn't play every position, and they played 2, and it didn't work out very well for them. Because I had to choose, like, well, wait a minute. They played tank, but then they played defender. Was somebody a better tank than them, so maybe they didn't get in as a tank. And then I had to look and say, well, can I get them in the All-Star game? Because they might have been a good player. And I looked at it and said, okay, can I get them in as a defender? And I couldn't get them in as a defender either. You'll see what I mean by that. All right, so without further ado, first official All-Star, and that is in the bomber position, and that is going to be Kel, is going to be our first ever All-Star nominee as a starter. So Kel, and we'll say the East and the West is fine if you guys want to break it down like that. I don't care, but team left and team right. So in team left, Kel gets the nod as the bomber for this team, and I can tell you, she played incredible. They won the championship, so that goes a long way as well. There's nothing wrong with winning a title. That certainly helps your case, right? But what I'm looking at from an all-star perspective, several things. One, the utmost importance to me is sportsmanship. So every player that played, when I'm looking at, because I'm judging, right? And I'm looking at sportsmanship, I'm looking at ability, I'm looking at preparedness, I'm looking at just the total package. Do you represent Play Dead Live the way you should represent Play Dead Live? To be a starter, to be one of those people who are going to walk out there Wednesday night and make it fun. So I think when I look at Bombers from the team left, certainly Kel did a phenomenal job. And I know that she put a ton of grenades and a ton of inventory into those walls. And that certainly was a big, big benefit for Team Mir winning championship. So let's go to the right side. The right side is, you've got Sly, you've got Ark. So when I look at the bomber for the right side All-Stars, even though she got out to a late start, she was still one of the strongest bombers in the game, and that is Amy Bones. So I'm pretty proud that two of the mods know how to tear down some walls. So I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of objection with the ability of these two players. So I got Kel on team left, and I got Amy on team right. And you guys are going to see, once you see this matchup, it's going to be like, whoa, this is going to be a good game. All right, so two of our starters have been designated. Next category I had to look at for team left is the defender position. Now, again, this was a tough one because you had some people that played defender and rover, some people played defender, some people played, it was mixed bag here. So when I looked at the All-Stars from the left side and took into account which player was probably the most consistent in that role, there was only one player that literally rose above the rest, and it was Father Ron will defend the zone. Father Ron is going to be a starting All-Star in the defensive position for team left. So then we got over to team right, and I saw this person really, really come into their own this season. They were good. They were a good tag team partner. Tremendous personality. Honestly, one of my favorite good sports in the game. But it's not just about being a good sport. Always prepared. Sends me character record sheets a day before. Takes breaks at her job so she can get her moves in when she has to. So defensive position for the right team, there was no doubt in my mind that it was going to be Valar. Valar, I think, did an incredible job for Ark. Really played well at the right time, and there were a couple matches that she was absolutely clutch. So I think Valar certainly worthy of being a starter on the All-Star. So we got 4 of the starters already in the books. Kel, Ron, Bones, and Valar. I mean, you can see how this matchup is starting to shape out. The next category was, this one was tough. I'm not going to lie to you. This was probably one of the toughest ones. You've got Emperor, who's a tank, didn't really play the tank position at all. Then you've got Flyrod. Flyrod's a strong tank, but played it a lot in that second unit. And then you've got, from a starting perspective, the person who played it a little bit more, but also was a rover. But when I weighed everything out and I looked at where they played the most and their success in the position, it was B-Dub. B-Dub is going to be the starting tank for the left side All-Stars. Certainly when B-Dub was in that tanking position, it was fierce. And she played it more than she didn't play it. Yeah, there was some bomber position, a couple other things later on in the season to mix it up. But when Mir was actually driving the results early in the season, that was B-Dub really solidifying that. So I've got her as a starting tank in the left side all-star. All right. Now, same thing, what do you do here? I got to tell you guys, I think Dow played incredible. Early on, he was a tank. Then he went to bomber. And then he played defense. And certainly he's creative. Thinks outside the box. But if you think in our game, pure tank, there's no way you can vote for anybody except Tiny. Tiny just, he is I mean, look, he got brought over, and from a sheer tanking position, Tiny always played the tank position. He captured more flags than anybody else in the game. And I've got Tiny, of course, starting as an all-star. All right. The rover position. Rover position is probably where we had the most competition. There were so many good rovers. I mean, I can throw all these names out there. Moonshot played a little bit of rover. Unforeseen played a little bit of rover. I mean, we're all over the place with people. Rocket played some of the rover. But from start to finish in the season, when I look at the rover position, I had to go with Trigger. So Trigger is going to be starting the All-Star game in the rover position. And look at that starting lineup. Trigger, B-Dub, Kel, and Father Ron. Now, I got a little surprise for you guys. So now I have to pick a rover for the West Side All-Star. And there's a lot of good people out there. Look, Will played multiple positions. He played a little bit of rover, but then he played bomber, then he played defender. Ocean Man, maybe rover one time, then defender. Dimes, pretty good rover, Deadly Dimes. But you can't stop Julia. You cannot outvote the assassin when you get to rover. I mean, if Tiny is the pitcher of tank, the assassin is the pitcher of the rover. And we got 4 there. Now you're probably thinking like, well, if this is an all-star game, we need to do something a little bit different. So yes, we are. We're actually going to have 5 starters for the all-star game. We're going to mix it up, and we're going to add a hybrid position. And for my hybrid position, if I look from 5 months ago to the ability of this person now, Unforeseen is certainly somebody that I'm going to put right in front of the flag box. And Unforeseen is going to be the hybrid position, brand new for the All-Star game. And that's my starting 5 for the team on the left side. Now we're going to have a few additional starters that are still coded as All-Stars. But starting 5 All-Stars. B-Dub, Father Ron, Trigger, Unforeseen, and Kel. That's a pretty beast starting 5, I got to tell you. But I don't know if they're any better than this starting 5 because I'm going to tell you, one of the deadliest people in the game, and we were joking, me and Jim were messaging back and forth, and she's like, she gets second place a lot, and I'm like, you know what? It's pretty damn awesome to get second place. You get second place in the singles, you get there again in tag, you get there again, and you lead your team. And I'm going to tell you, ARC was not sharp early in the season, right? You guys saw the games. They were learning it, and they were planning it, and they were getting people in position. And they just, when it's tournament time, I don't know what it is about ARC, they just do it. And I think some of it is process, right? They're playing together, they're learning, and then it gets tournament, it's like they got another gear. Bam. So the hybrid position is going to be Gemstone. Now I got to ask you guys. We haven't even got to the second unit yet. But how many people, based on what is up there on the screen, would like to see that right now? I mean, how many people would like to see that right now? If we just said, you know what, just Alexa, turn down the lights. We got Kel, we got Bones, we got B-Dub, we got Julia, Jim, Tiny, Valar, Ron, Trigger, Amanda. That is unbelievable right there. I want to see them fight right now. But we're not done. Because I got to name 3 more All-Stars that barely missed the starting lineups. So, I certainly do not discount the amount of walls that the Emperor took down all regular season. Box hit a couple hiccups in the tournament, I get it. But let's not forget how good Anthony is when it comes to taking down walls and playing some nice pets and some defensive moves. So, All-Star second unit is the Emperor. Kel goes to the bench. Woo-hoo, boy. Kel goes out and you bring Anthony in. That's a pretty good trade-off. So congratulations to the Emperor. Certainly well-deserved All-Star appearance. Now, I mentioned this and I was very excited because I thought, I think this player is one of the smartest and most ingenuitive players we have in the game from a PvP standpoint. And could not be a more super friendly team player as well. And certainly one of the first people coming in off the bench on the right side is going to be Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom, absolutely super resource for Team ARC. And I think he's been a good partner for Jim and also a good leader. And I'm pretty sure everybody likes him. So that goes a long way too. So let's get Dow over on the right side. Looking pretty good over there. So we got a couple more. Now, this person was a key component to help Mir drive to the championship. Right there, week after week, in that starting lineup. Been a great partner to Kel in their doubles. Strong player, mostly in the defensive position, but moonshot for sure. And the contributions to Team Mir is going to be coming in from that second unit as an all-star as well. All right, let's go to the right side team. All season long until the tournament, Sly had some challenges. It was like one thing got thrown at Sly, another thing got thrown at Sly. And I will tell you, one of the people would message me, always seemed to be level-headed. Work schedules changed. But right there, coming up with creative strategies, no doubt about it. The original fireman, Finney, Will the Bill, even when Sly was struggling early on and they were losing matches, kept pushing and pushing and pushing to get to brighter days, and we saw a very, very good Sly group when we got to the tournament. Certainly, they were a different team in the tournament than they were early on in the season. Just a lot of challenges all season long. Tiny helped, right? Helped give them a little bit of a resource. But that core group staying together, certainly a big part of that as well. All right, this one was the hardest pick of the night. And I went pros, cons, back, forth, you name it. I tried to come up with it. And I thought, okay, I'm going with this person. And then I rewound it a little bit, and I kind of remembered how good this person was. And even though I kind of only had one, I couldn't separate it. So I went with Football Master because I think Football Master certainly smart, plays hard, can play multiple positions. But then right after I said Football Master, I said, damn, Fly Rod's really good. So I can't separate the two of these. Fly Rod, I added an additional spot, and I was going to go Fly Rod, I was going to go Football Master, and I don't know if you guys understand how good Fly Rod is. One, because he played a lot on the second team, but I don't think there were many players more valuable than him. He knows when to use the items. He knows when to use his cooldowns. He's always a step ahead. Night Amanda missed. Bonnie put him in the starting lineup, and he played well in the starting lineup. I know they had a tough loss, but I mean, Fly Rod was right there making good decisions. So I think both of those players did an incredible job. And then I had another challenging move. Because, as I said, we have some good players on both sides. But not everybody can make it. Some people are super, super close. And I hate to leave anybody out. But in most cases, when there's not an all-star game, Deadly Dimes is going to be top of a lot of people's list. But she's competing with Tiny in a certain regard, and then she's also competing with Julia as well. So I see Dimes, Julia, Jim, all as phenomenal. And I had Julia slightly ranked ahead of Dimes in the rover position, only because I knew we were going to come back and we were going to put Deadly Dimes in as a second unit all-star. And you know what? In case you guys forgot, Dimes is the same person that made Tiny into a tanking all-star. So not only is she one of the best rovers in the game, she's the best tank in the game. So how can you penalize or overlook somebody that really, really, really is that good? Now, let me also say this. There are some people that played hard, that had good seasons, that were, and I want to acknowledge a few of those players as well, because they were so close to getting in. And I got a strong idea that when we get to the farm, that they're going to turn the corner. So barely missing out, but I do want to acknowledge, kind of from my standpoint, is I think Mist had an incredible season. So Mist, you were certainly a key part to your team as well, and I think you played extremely well. But just missing out on the All-Star selection. Ray, I think you were right there too. I think you had a great season, and certainly want to acknowledge your gameplay. Obviously, when we look at, you guys know how good Gina is. Gina, certainly her schedule. If Gina did not have the move in the schedule, there's no doubt Rocket would have been in this group as well. But because of the missed games at the end and not quite getting there, then I couldn't in good conscience put her in the All-Star game, especially when I saw the kind of the momentum of Fly Rod and some of the other players at the end. And some of the players were just, they played multiple positions. Sheila Beasley, also known as the Killer. Beasley had a great season. Busy B, incredible gameplay as well. Julie J, great with cooldowns. Heart of Nixie, certainly solidifying at second unit. I mean, so many, look, there's so many people could have been acknowledged as the all-star team. But this is why I wanted to say at the beginning of this, here's what's going to happen. And I'm going to ask right now that Gemstone and B-Dub be the honorary leaders for their group. Keep it, casual, have a good time with it. But these 5 will be the starters, and all of these players are going to get in the game. They're going to make their mark, whether they're all-stars or whether you just missed the all-star. When that second unit comes in there, and Jim, Bones, Tiny, that unit sits down, and Ray comes in, and Miss comes in, and Beasley comes in, and Dow comes in, you guys are going to have a chance to shine. So if you slightly missed being an all-star, Killer Beasley, show them what you got in the all-star game. Missed? If you slightly missed, go out there, show them what you can do, and try to go out and get that all-star MVP award. Same thing with the other team. Julie J, Tin Man, Hippo, Nixie. If you barely missed the all-star, I'm sure your gameplay is going to go out there and demonstrate how good you can do it, because it is going to be a fun, casual game. There's going to be some silliness. There's going to be some creative moves. There's going to be some strategy. And use it as motivation to win the game. And remember, we got the farm in 2 weeks. And I certainly, I'm calling these games. I'm seeing your moves, both good and bad. Both creative and predictable at times. The energy you put in, the sportsmanship that you put in. Sometimes the amount of times you say good game at the end of the game, or the game ends and you're nowhere to be found. All of those things are true ambassadors of the game, and really, gameplay, attitude, ability, support, they all are factored in. And I'm looking forward to Wednesday. Questions, comments? And once again, we will have, and I did kind of hint, we will have additional rewards, giveaways on Wednesday night. And I've heard there might be some t-shirts, so tune in, support your team, have a good time. There will be some selfies, some giveaways, and as we did tonight, we'll be taking attendance tonight. We'll be taking attendance Wednesday night. So get involved, get engaged, support your team, go out, play, have a good time, and keep in mind there are no items being used. And I'm going to ask, because we got several good players, whether it's we got all-stars starting, we got all-stars on the bench. As I said, if Jim and Bonnie could kind of be honorary leaders, I don't know that we need to lead too much. As I said, it's going to be very casual and fun. So, just a little hint there, a little hint there. Most all-star games is kind of like high scoring and goofy, and everybody kind of gives it what they got. So I don't think it needs to be super, super tight, but at some point we do want to try to win it, right? And I'll pick the people that are coming in from the second unit. You guys will get a little bit of a rest, but it is going to be 5-on-5, so it is going to be a little bit different strategy and gameplay. And, as I look up there and see that 10, it's hard to argue that those players are not some of the best of the best. All right, you guys looking for some entertainment? Hey, I want to thank you guys. No stream tomorrow night, so if you guys want to use tomorrow night as like your brief practice session or whatever, you want to spend 5 minutes talking to each other, hey, let's do this, let's do that, that's fine. Like I said, I wouldn't go too crazy with it. We're going to keep it light, we're going to keep it fun, and it's going to be a good week, and I want to see some of the different teams, some of the different matchups, see how certain people play with different players. When we get to the end of the farm, we'll have a farm all-star game, and it'll likely be different people playing with different people there as well. So this gives you a chance sort of hang out and get to know some of the other players as well. So Wednesday night, tune back in. We will have our final piece of Merc gear. So tune in, collect the whole set, additional surprises, another trading card, and then we're going to have a fun match. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Give this video a thumbs up. And let's dance our way out of here. All right. Painted chick hippo. I don't know. Hippo, which one do you want to see? Should I even ask?
stay.